Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us this morning for our sales presentation brought to you by Prestolite Lease-Neville. This is Nikki with HDA Truck Pride, and I want to remind everyone that you are muted this morning. So if you have any questions throughout the 30-minute broadcast, please use the chat button or the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. We'll monitor all of those, and we'll actually ask them live at the end of the broadcast. So be sure to stay tuned at the end for a little Q&A session. I also want to remind you that this session has been recorded, is being recorded, and will be posted within 24 hours to our university. So if you miss anything, you want to go back to the recording, or you have colleagues who weren't able to join us this morning for the live broadcast, please know that by this time Monday morning, we will have that course loaded to our university. This is part of a 7-week series that we're doing. So every morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we are doing a sales presentation. Every afternoon at 3 p.m., we are doing a technical broadcast. So yesterday's sales presentation was from Valvoline. Yesterday afternoon, we had a technical presentation on air disc brake from Web Wheel. Today is obviously Prestolite this morning, and this afternoon will be from Timken. So this is the end of week 3 out of 7. If you have missed any of the first 3 weeks, again, they've all been loaded to the university. So we have those on demand 24/7 if you want to go back. This morning we are joined by Jonathan Smith, who is the Assistant Director of Aftermarket Sales and Marketing for Prestolite. Jonathan is also our account manager, so if you have any questions that come up after the call, his information is posted on our website under Supplier Programs, and then P for Prestolite or L for Lease-Neville. His information is posted there, phone number and email address. Without further introductions, I will turn it over to Jonathan.
Thank you, Nikki. I much appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all today. And as Nikki did mention, my contact information is there. So if you have any questions at all, questions about the program, how things work, pricing, specials, anything like that, please feel free to give me a call. I have been in my office for almost 2 months, so I am ready to talk to people that want to talk to me, and maybe even not. So anyway, let me get started. I'm hoping that you're all familiar at least a little bit with Lease-Neville and our premium products that we offer. A few years ago, we saw a need in the marketplace for an all makes program. So we introduced our load handler power products line of all makes, alternators, and starters. This program is all new, no core. We have a comprehensive cross-reference information available. The biggest thing about this is they're designed to match the OE in appearance, fit, and function. So I know a lot of times you'll get people that have a part that fails, and when you hand them another part, if it doesn't look exactly like the part that they took off, then they have issues putting it on. So, if a customer is taking off a competitor's model, say one of their 22 or 24 SIs or anything like that, our products look and feel just like those. So they go right on, the wires hook up in the same spot, the mounting bolts are in the same spots. So it really gives the customers a comfort level. And the big thing about our program and why we came up with it, we weren't obviously the first manufacturer to come up with a all makes program, but the hole that we saw in the marketplace was for lack of a better term, a premium type all makes program, because we saw, where these ones failed because of this, or these ones failed because of that. So when we went to find a partner to help us produce these for us, we didn't go in and say, hey, can you give us the cheapest one you can? We took what they had, we did testing with it. We said, well, hey, you need to go to NTN bearings because these bearings don't last. We'd like you to use a higher temperature stator wire. We'd like you to use this bushing that weeps oil as opposed to this other bushing that doesn't, so that we could give our customers, a level of quality that they would expect from an all makes program. So that really, we feel like, sets us apart. So ours may be a few dollars more here and there, but we've taken all the knowledge that we've had from all the years of making alternators and starters and help put those into these products. And finally, they all carry a 1-year parts only warranty. Okay. So on the alternator side, it's pretty simple. We have J180 and pad mount alternators. We have both brushed and brushless options that range from 145 amps to 200 amps. In the starters, we have both gear reduction and direct drive. They have rotatable nose, IMS relays, overcrank protection. We also have some 24-volt options. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to go through the popular models and then go through the rest of the program. Okay, so first I have our L22 alternators. And by the way, the first, I think, 6 slides or 6 products that we go through, they are also available in a flyer that looks, what we call a flip book, that looks really similar to these pages. So if this is something you want some of these flyers, I can get some to Nikki, or I can send them directly to you guys, and you would have this information. But it's really nice because it's a harder stock paper. I usually stick it down in the next to the seat in the car when I do get to drive around. Right now, the kids would use it as a coloring book when I got in the car, but neither here nor there. But this literature is available. So you'll see the L22s. Again, fit, form, function. Just like the unit that we want to be a direct drop-in, we are a direct drop-in replacement for. J180 mount, pad mount, 150 amp, and then each one is tested for performance. You can see some of the popular cross-reference information for these two on the next slide. This model has been around for a long time, so there's a lot of part numbers for this. And a lot of people have migrated to the dual internal fan L24, our direct drop-in replacement for the 24 SI. And this one's nice because we have J180 and pad mount and 160 amp. And then we also have J180 and pad mount with the 4-pin regulator for those applications, so that they don't have to cut any wires or put any special plugs on. And actually, this is nice because it kind of sets us apart from our own brand, because in Lee Neville products, we don't carry any alternators with a 4-pin regulator. So if you have those applications, your customers having those applications, before we had this model out, we weren't able to supply alternators for that. So now we do. And you'll see it's a dual internal fan, brushed unit, heavy duty design, fully performance tested. And then here's some cross-reference for those, which again gives you really good options there, especially in the 4-pin. Makes that really nice, and the Lester numbers over there. So again, another great product for us is our L28, which again, a drop-in replacement for the 28 SI. These are really nice because we have 12 volt available in J180 mount short hinge, J180 long hinge, and pad mount. So 3 different mounting configurations. And it's also nice because there are the last few years that Navistar had J180 mount configuration on their DT engines, the J180 mount was fixed. So if you had a short hinge alternator that came out, only a short hinge alternator could go back in. There was no adjustment there, where most J180 mounts had an adjustment for the 3/4 of an inch difference. So that really limited you. If you had a short hinge alternator, say an L20, a 22 SI or a 24 SI that came off that bus, you couldn't go up to a 200 amp unit from Elise Neville because all ours are the taller hinge. So this gives you the option of being able to put a 200 amp in some older school buses or some older box trucks with that DT engine. It gives you some more options. And it's also a nice upgrade from the 24 just in general. If you have a customer looking for a little more output, has a 24 on there, they can go up to the 28 200 amp. These also have remote sense, so that's also a nice feature. And then finally, we have J180 and pad mount in 24 volt. So these are nice for industrial applications. The price difference isn't a ton more between the 12 and the 24. and you guys know that usually 24 volt stuff is a higher price. So that gives you another opportunity there where maybe other suppliers aren't looking at. Okay, so that's a really nice feature. And you'll see some cross-reference here. These flyers, there's flyers for all these, and they're also available on the website, loadhandlerpowerproducts.com, and I can send the links out. And if I get an opportunity at the end, I will show you how these, where to find this. L36. So if you have a customer that have brushless units, these are our direct drop-in replacement brushless. Again, J180 and pad mount, 170 amp. Again, these are remote sense capable. You'll find remote sense a lot in Freightliner applications. That's where they primarily are used. I know Volvo's getting some on the newer trucks and the PACCAR, but Freightliner was really the first ones to have remote sense. But it makes it a really nice feature because then it gives you another level of all makes, because you can use it on Freightliners or other manufacturers and only need fewer alternators to cover all those applications. Again, cross-reference information here. I'm going to get into a couple of the popular starters. So the first starter we have here, and we have a lot of starters for these, is our L39 starter motors. We have 3 12-volt and 2 24-volt versions. The M39 308 is going to be the most popular starter in this for this popular model for this starter. It has a rotatable flange, integrated mag switch, but the 308 is the 11 tooth, so that's for your Cummins ISX, your Detroit 60s, Cat C15s, any of your older models. This one's the one that really helps you replace the 42s if your customer wants to go to a gear reduced starter. This is 33 pounds. I think the 42 is 56 pounds. So a lot of customers like to go to the gear reduced that were in older trucks. So really nice. And then you have the two 12 tooth versions. And then we also have the, like I said, the 2 24-volt. And again, you find those in industrial and equipment and stuff like that. So that people are looking for a cost-effective 24-volt starter. This is great to have. You see the cross-reference here. And again, the Lester numbers, which are really helpful. L42s. So if guys don't want to go away from this, we do have the option of the direct drive starter. Oh, I said 56 pounds. They're actually 60 pounds. I should have read my presentation. But we have 4 12-volt versions and 2 24-volt. Again, that's a great option for you guys. The 1052 and the 1055 are going to be the most popular on the 12-volt. One's over crank, one's not over crank. I mean, probably before the 8200308 came out, the 1046, 1052, 42 MC starter was probably the most popular starter anywhere, that fit all the heavy duty applications before the gear reduced 308 came out. And, and then obviously the other gear reduced came out after that, the 12 tooth versions and stuff like that. But rotatable flange, so multi-fit, 1-year warranty, and over crank available. So, and you'll see a lot of cross reference here. So, because these have been around for a long time. So I wanted to take a moment before I finished up here. We do have a show special. These are on our Power Pro 7 starters. This is our Leesonville branded starters. And if you have any questions about these, I can obviously send out flyers for these. But the M110603 is our direct version of the Delco 8200308. That's the most popular cross for those. Again, you can read there, fits the ISX, Cat C15, Detroit 60, it's the 11 tooth. Then there's the other ones available for the MB 4000, your Mac engines, your Navistar, Max Force engines. Buy 10, get one free, get you down below $200 for these. And then we also have, these are the overcrank versions. There's also another section on the non-overcrank I think it's written in the system that you have to do 10 of one or 10 of another. If you want to do 10 mix and match between them, just let your sales rep know, or just let me know, and I will tell customer service to allow the system to mix and match that. Okay, I'm not gonna make you buy 20 unless you want to. If you really want to, I like 20, but I like to make sure everybody can participate. And the other thing is too, I don't know, when do I have this ending? On May 8th. If you wanna, I can extend this, if you, later in May and you guys still wanna get the show special, I will, gladly honor the show special after the promotional period has ended. So, all right, gonna really kind of get through a couple of, I think some of these slides we've already looked at, but get through the rest of our load handler products just so you can kind of see what we have here. I have a few minutes left, and I want to make sure I give time for questions because I'm sure you guys are all eagerly waiting to ask me tons of stuff. So, some of the alternators we also have some for GM light duty applications. There's a 2-pin and a 4-pin. I think these are, some of the later model 5.7 liter 350 engines in the late 90s and up through the early 2000s. These are a great price. They're on our promo. Again, we talked about the L22s, L24s, L28s. We also have an L35 brushless unit. So, the little brother to the L36, some of our customers have just stocked the L36s to kind of cut down on inventory. But there's a little price difference. So if you have customers that are real price conscious, or they exactly want the L35 140 amp versions, we have those available. Then obviously the L36s, great product. And you have a lot of guys that like to keep these brushless units in. You can obviously go from a brushless unit to a brushed unit. Makes no difference. So, but you gotta, my kids are talking in the background, so I got a little mixed up there for a minute. I'm like, guys, I told you I needed 20 minutes. Another nice part of this program we have is for refrigeration units. So these are the carrier units that we have. They are E-coated for corrosion resistance. You can see here in the picture, they have the pigtail that goes up to the sense on the refrigeration unit. So these are really, really great products. There is cross-reference available for these. We're actually working on new flyers because we have the carrier alternators, and then we also have carrier starters for these refrigeration units. But that's a really nice market to get into, and especially these dual internal fan units. They're made actually by a sister company of ours, and they're OE quality. So like we have a version of this we're going to sell to Carrier First Fit. So they are just really, really good units. They give you a really good price to go out into the marketplace. And then these are the Thermal King versions. So there, we also have a Thermal Kings, and there's a couple more that we've added to this. There's external fan, and I think there's a couple dual internal fan units that we've added since then. But more information on our website, and we can obviously, your sales rep or myself can give you more information. This is just some popular cross-reference for all these. I know the other slides had some cross-reference, but there's a lot of information there. Delco's done a really good job over the years because they have gotten a lot of OE position, which has given them a lot of part numbers. But this is just some of the popular ones that are out there. Starters. Again, we have a starter for those same GM applications. We got 94 up to 2002. If you're in that market, that bolt pattern's pretty easily recognized with the two bolts that come up through. L28 starters, so we're getting into some medium duty in school bus and industrial applications. 18-pound fixed flange, a couple versions of that. We just came out with the L29 for the 5.9 liter and the VT365. Again, fixed flange, fit form function. They mount right up. L38s, again, for a little bit bigger, the ISB 6.7, your C7s. You again, some more of your Navistar applications. I think they use a M38005, which is for the DT applications. These are all available on our promo as well. We have a quarterly promo. I think we're actually going to start next week. We talked about the L39s, L42 12 volts, L42 24 volts. This is L545. It's for Cummins 5.9 and 3.9 liter engines. These were also for case equipment on their 3.9 liter diesel engines. And so there's a lot of these. These are a little older application, but there's still a lot of these out there. Some popular cross-reference with these. See the one I spoke to at the end there, the L545. That's a offset gear reduced starter. It's a little more specific. Okay, so 21. So I am just gonna go to really quick. I won't get you in a ton of our website. I'll give you about 3-4 minutes of this. But if you go to Prestolite.com, you hit North America. That comes up to our splash page.
Jonathan, you've got to reshare your screen. We're seeing the end of the slideshow. You've got to drag the website over.
Drag it over.
Or escape out of the slideshow.
Ah, how about that? And now.
So we're seeing the main PowerPoint screen.
How about this? Am I here now?
No.
Are you still in the main slide? Okay.
While you're doing that, I want to remind everybody to use the chat box or the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen for any questions. You guys are on mute, our attendees this morning. Okay, we're to the website now. And then I want to remind everybody that this session is being recorded, so we will post this to our university within 24 hours. But just a quick reminder that you guys are muted, so if you have questions while Jonathan's finishing up here, please be sure to use that chat box. And then we'll read all those questions in just a second.
Okay, so I'm back. I figured it out now. Okay, so go to Prestolite.com. This is the first page you're going to come up to. You hit North America, and you'll come up to our splash page, which gives you the opportunity to see our Idle Pro units. The flyers are in there, any associated YouTube videos. We also have YouTube videos for all our new products. We have training videos, Power Pro starters. Since we did talk about load handler, I'll click on here really briefly. It gives you all our products so we can get to. Yep, all our products that we have here. If you go into the read more, you get to gives you the flyers for these, so you can download the PDF. And then the other thing we have here is we call our VIN number lookup. We're going to actually rebrand this as a e-catalog because it has a lot more than just that. So you can put in, if you're doing a part number, so 82. It's Delco part number. Okay, so it gives you our associated cross-reference. You can see that's the Power Pro 7 starter that I spoke to you about that's on promo. Associated part numbers that you can use. So if you don't have that, but you have the M39 308 there or the M42 1055. And then one other thing, I will allow questions. Allow, you guys will want to ask them, I'm sure. Grab a VIN number here. So I'm going to do a search by VIN. So you do need the full VIN number because the OEs have all the proprietary information. So when you call Freightliner and they ask your year, make, model, and the last 6 of your VIN, that's because they already know the rest of it. But so anyway, pulled a VIN for a 2015 Kenworth T660. So it is a 12.9 liter engine, which is the PACCAR. This one has the PACCAR engine. And you'll get anywhere between 4 and 6 alternator options if you hover over the application notes, it'll tell you, give you some ideas on what you should use. Okay, this is, base trucks with a few less options. This particular model's got the same amperage, but they're made in the US, a little better warranty, brushless units. And then we have some higher amperage brushless units if you have higher electrical loads, such as an inverter, battery HVAC system, things like that. And then a starter. So kind of gives you the same abilities as the OEs have. When they call Freightliner, they can get a VIN. Now when they call you, you guys can put in a VIN. I don't know the exact alternator that came on the truck, but I can give you options. But at least you'll be able to see that it's pad mount, and you'll be able to talk to your customer about what they have on their truck, and then help them make a decision. The other thing that you can do, I have 2 minutes, well, 1 minute. Anyway, I'm gonna let
We do have a question.
Yes?
Have you seen it in the chat box, Jonathan?
I don't see
Yep,
the
I'm going to
chat
go over
box.
that right now, Chrissy. Thanks. Want to remind everybody again that you're on mute. Please use that chat box. The question that came through was whether or not you guys have starters and alternators for APUs, Thermo King, Carrier, Rigmaster, those brands.
We are getting APU units. We don't have them right now. But that's the next set of Thermo King and Carrier units that we're going to bring in, is the ones for APUs. So, and they're actually, I believe the design work's been done. So we're in the ordering process right now. So probably 3 months, typical 3 months.
So we'll announce that as soon as we have it ready. You guys, we'll send an announcement from Lise Neville. Also wanted to clarify something I said earlier. If you go to our website, the listing for Lise Neville is actually under L only. Prestolite is in parentheses, but it's not listed under the P's like I thought it was. So we can fix that this afternoon, but I just wanted to let you know if you're looking for it on our website, it's under supplier programs and then L for Lise Neville. We do not have any other questions that came through at this time. So Jonathan, I want to thank you so much for presentation this morning, and thank everybody for joining us. And we'll be back on at 3 o'clock Eastern time with Timken's technical broadcast. Thanks everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you.